Hello, my beautiful people. I'm back here on my YouTube channel with some delicious free flow food for thought and room for growth. I'm diving straight in because there's just something that I need to vocalize, let it flow. And whoever is meant to receive it, I'm really grateful. And also thank you for your support, for choosing to support my channel. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, stuff like that. It's actually really important. This is how we help each other grow. The major topic I'm gonna interweave here today is inspired by Chiron archetype, the wounded healer. And I've been getting this message or epiphany these days when I was diving deeper with Chiron archetype and using it as a means to self-reflect, do my inner work, right? So first, a quick word about what Chiron archetype represents. And basically all archetypes, why it's so important for us to work with them is because they are aspects of our own consciousness. So Chiron archetype is within you. It already exists within you. So when you study this archetype, when you connect with it, you connect with parts of your own psyche in incredible ways, because archetypal thinking puts you into the high level mind. You know, it's not cheap mental games, it's not overthinking, it's not over mentalizing, it's much deeper. It steers you on levels that go like through the conscious, subconscious, and unconscious. So hail archetypes, you know, and we really need to develop deeper archetypal thinking. So I hope this is what you're gonna get today here from this little flow that I'm gonna flow right now. So purely from a mythological perspective, Chiron is a half human, half horse, a centaur. But what's more, he's the wisest of all centaurs. Some keywords about Chiron is the teacher. He teaches everybody around him. He's an incredible teacher. And he's also a healer because he possesses incredible knowledge about all herbs, all nature things. Wow, it's beautiful. I'm getting goosebumps. I love Chiron archetype. And the paradox here is that he, who is the greatest healer, who can heal everybody else, right? And who is the greatest teacher and mentor of some of the most amazing heroes in mythology. Ultimately, the paradox is that Chiron dies because he cannot heal his own wound. More goosebumps. Oh my gosh. But check it out, it gets even better. Because the potency of Chiron archetype is in the fact that, yes, he dies because he cannot heal his own wound. Whoa. But actually, that's not how he dies. That's how he becomes immortal. Because once he dies, and because of this, twisted way that, he has to die because of not being able to heal his own wound and stuff, then the deities choose to give him immortality, and he becomes Chiron. Up in the skies, he's immortal. Wow. And you know what's funny? When we talk about archetypes, it's really not meant to make sense ASAP. Like, what does all of this mean right now? What is all of this? Consider it just a beautiful story. Like, let it travel deeper than just the conscious mind. That's the magic. And speaking about stories and storytelling, here I want to insert a very personal story about a meditation visualization that I had with Chiron. It was super spontaneous, but I'm sure it's going to illuminate you just as much as illuminated me. So I was just praying at my altar, and then suddenly when I closed my eyes, I went so deep into meditation. You know how sometimes you don't need to spend like 30 minutes meditating. It's literally, you can just close your eyes and sometimes it pulls you in. You're immediately in the deepest meditative state. So I was experiencing this type of flow, okay? And I was seeing myself in a forest and centaurs galloping everywhere around me, and I was like, wow. And then suddenly I was on the back on one of these centaurs. I was riding him and I was like, who are you? And he's like, I'm Chiron. And I'm, whoa. And I was a bit scared because I didn't know where he's going to take me. And he was also galloping really fast. And Chiron could feel my fear and doubts. And he was just like, hey, you're safe with me. Surrender, okay? Become one with me. Don't try to overthink this experience right now. Don't try to control it. Just let yourself merge with me. Become one with me. Stop feeling your own legs. They're not your own legs anymore. Make them become one with my legs, you know? And I went so deep into that visualization. I was really trying to follow this guidance that I was receiving from him. And I was visualizing myself becoming one with him until I could really no longer feel my own legs, because at this point I was one with him and we were just galloping together as one. And this was so liberating and empowering. And then I started hearing like these words. Oh, wow, wait, goosebumps. Woo! So the phrase I would hear in my head at this point was, it's not your job to heal your wounds. All you gotta do is let your wounds heal you. Let your wounds heal you. And this, my beautiful people, is extremely deep. And if you get to the essence of this whole phrase, I bet a lot of things in your life can change. And it's important that we redesign the way we look at wounds and wounding and the whole healing process, because there's a huge problem. There's a plague going on. There's a brainwashing thing related to the New Age spirituality and all those gigatons of healing modalities. It's just that all of this, like, you gotta heal yourself, you gotta, oh, that wound or oh, that thing, it implies, like, it just implies that we are fragmented, that we are broken, that there is something wrong with us. I'd rather just talk about our healing as merely an evolutionary type of spiral. Because yes, healing is real, but if we get too identified with like, I gotta heal this, I gotta heal that, or you get into a certain wound and you start doing the inner work, okay, that's awesome. But if you keep just lingering there in a way that your mindset is like, I gotta fix myself, like I'm broken, I'm wounded, I am, like this is fucked up. So I think we should, the whole mindset needs to be like, whoop, completely redesigned, and just look at this whole healing and our wounds as literally the portal to our light, the portal to our ascension. Like, all these wounds we're talking about, and yes, wounds are real because it's part of the human experience that we go through certain experiences that, bring a pain into us, do something to us, but it's not for the sake of breaking us. It's not for the sake of, it's, all of this happens so that we can empower ourselves, so that we can enter into certain deep levels of our own psyche that we won't be able to enter unless there is a wound there. So this wound is not something you gotta fix. It's something you should honor. Be like, what did you came here to teach me? What did you came here to teach me? And you will go back there over and over again over time. So that's why it's not supposed to be like just healed. There's nothing wrong with it. Like, I just feel like the biggest quantum leaps in our soul evolution journey happen when we accept and celebrate the power hidden in our wounds. And then again, stop trying to get overly identified or overly focused or overly mental about, why did I have this wound? Why did it have to happen to me? Oh, it keeps hurting me. La la la, I gotta fix it. No, just go there into that wound, understanding that it's a sanctuary. You were born whole, and these wounds are not brokenness. They are pathways to reclaiming your wholeness. Because life is beautiful. Life is a gift. We need to celebrate this blessing, okay? But we cannot pretend that everything is just flowers and roses. Life teaches us a lot through those pains that we gotta experience. Also, think for just a little second what it represents, the fact that Chiron, the wounded healer, is a centaur, that he's half human, half horse. Like, horses are some of the most beautiful and ancient symbols of freedom. freedom and like the Holy Spirit. You can feel the essence of the Holy Spirit through what horses represent, you know, because just picture a horse galloping and the wind in blowing and, you know, look, you can feel that freedom. This is the type of freedom, one of a kind freedom and self-liberation we experience when we accept our wounds, and then again when we treat them as a sanctuary, when we treat them as a portal to go deeper into our wholeness, rather than something that is like, oh, I got this wound and I'm like so fucking broken, I'm broken, I gotta fix it, I gotta fix it. No, 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 no. But one of the most precious gifts that our wounds gifted to us when we look at them as a portal to our wholeness, right? Rather than something that, oh, I'm broke, I need to be fixed, is facing your wounds helps you develop courage. Because you literally need to embody courage when you are diving into that wound every single time, like no matter how many times you need to revisit it throughout your lifetime. Every single time, if you are honest about it, and if you can really treat it as a sanctuary and a portal to wholeness, then every single time your courage levels will grow and evolve. And this will then ripple in every meaningful area of your life, not just the stuff related to healing that wound, addressing that wound, but every area of your life, you will be more courageous. Through all of what I'm sharing right now, I really need to highlight, we know very well it's not always an easy process when we get into those wounds, where we face them, you know, like really face it and be like, I'm here to be your devoted student, please teach me. Of course there will be pain. Of course there will be triggers. That is part of the alchemy. That is beautiful part of the alchemical process. And I truly believe that courage is one of the most important personal traits, like type of mindset that we gotta keep developing, because nothing really good and meaningful in life can happen to you without courage. It takes an open heart to have courage, okay? So then again, it's not always easy. That's the whole point, that you can level up, like you can transcend your own limitations. This is where the alchemy happens, because you're scared, you fear, you feel the pain, but you're like, I have the courage to open my heart more to all of this so that all the light can then enter my heart. Just as Rumi said, the wound is the place where light enters you. That's why it's a sanctuary. Really, it's a sanctuary. Goosebumps again. And the bigger picture revealing here is that it's through our wounds how we learn to open our hearts bigger. Only through an open heart we can really experience God. Only through an open heart we can really embody the high potential who we truly are. Like we are born with it. Then again, we are born whole. We are born free. We are born so pure. And when we embrace those wounds, when we honor them as a pathway to our wholeness, and as the heart opens, it can get more painful than ever. And that's the whole point. Because an open heart has the capacity to alchemize that pain, feel everything you gotta feel, and then let go. That's the ultimate point at a certain point. Let go, right? When our heart is closed, you cannot really achieve anything meaningful or worthy of achieving. Because even if you think like, oh, I'm doing my inner work, I'm progressing on my soul evolution journey, blah blah blah. If your heart is not open, you're not doing it. It's not happening. Nothing good is happening. Because let's say you're trying to address a certain wound, do your inner work, but you do it with a closed heart. This means that you will end up in a vicious spiral where you won't be actually alchemizing anything, you won't be learning from what your wounds want to teach you, but you will be just like rigid in the feelings and these feelings will remain, like dark and pain and everything, and you will not reach the phase when you can let go. When your heart is closed, you cannot reach this super important alchemy phase of letting go. So I want to say that I honor my wounds and I honor your wounds, the seen and the unseen ones, as the most divine teachers. And I want to send some light and love into those blessed dark corners, those dark wounds who love us so much. Our wounds love us so much because they appeared to bless us with the power, with the courage, with the wisdom to elevate ourselves, to go beyond like merely the offense or the pain or the painful memories related to that wound, but like really go beyond all of this. I really hope that the frequencies and wisdom of everything I wanted to share in this free flow have really reached you, because then again, as I said in the beginning, developing archetypal thinking, like this whole convo right now, was based on certain Chiron archetype stuff, right? So this in itself is such medicine, because in order to like really address our wounds, we need the mind and the body together. You cannot disrespect one of them and think that you're actually addressing that wound. You need to let your mind comprehend certain stuff, like with the high mind, not like some monkey mind and overthinking and constant digging into something without actually doing any alchemy. You need to go into the high mind about all of this, and then you gotta go all the way deep into the body, like to really let the body express freely all of the trapped emotions related to that wound. And this process, this bodily expression of the wound will look completely different for every one of us, completely different, because we are unique and the story behind each wound is unique, but it could be like shaking your body, it could be like tremoring, it could be like literally going in the forest and screaming like ah actually more massively than this. Many levels. It has to be primal in order to really let the body let it out. It must be a very primal sort of movement that you will allow for yourself to experience, to let it go. Hit me up, message me, send me a comment. I will be sharing more information about where you can book embodiment practices with me or astrology readings. But anyways, I just really want to be of best service through whatever I've been learning through my own personal experience with all the archetypes, with the embodiment. So yeah, if you resonate with my energy, I'll be happy for us to dive deeper. But most importantly, I really hope that this free flow talk right now gifted you something meaningful to, bathe in, like literally a frequency, not just a talk. This is how I feel about it, and I trust that is actually exactly this. I trust that Chiron is working so freely and so fluidly right now through me and reaching out to you and like whoever is meant to receive it. And I'm so grateful for this. Me and the entire snowy forest are wishing you a beautiful day ahead. And really don't forget that this life is an incredible blessing. So if you woke up healthy and alive, and your beloved people healthy and alive, and you have a rooftop above your head, and you have some food to eat and water to drink, you're more than blessed, So as we keep ascending on our soul evolution journey, let's not get ourselves so brainwashed into, oh my God, I need to heal myself because I need fixing and I'm so broke, that we end up forgetting how blessed we are and how whole we are already. We are. Thank you guys for your attention, for spending some of your time here with me. Thank you for your support. Share this video with more people. Peace.